Hey, what's up guys, it's Shifty. I've never been quite good at starting videos, but here I am talking about another fucking topic. So I told you guys before that I would make a video talking about like who I'm maining currently in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So here I am doing exactly that. So typically when I start a Smash game, I kind of just pick a lot of the characters that look interesting to me, whether it's like mechanics wise or maybe I'm a fan of the games or whatever the case may be. So I just kind of like experiment with a lot of people, right? So when it came to this game, I basically did the same shit that I normally do. I picked everyone, I picked all the new characters, I picked them up, played a couple games with friends with them, whatever the fuck the case may be. And I have a pretty good idea of what characters I'm going to end up, sticking with in some way. So, basically, if you know my history with Smash, I've played every game in the franchise, but I have very varying degrees of how much I liked each entry. Like, for example, with Smash 64, I played Link. And in that game, I enjoyed it. But I was also a kid, so I didn't really understand like what the text or like mechanics or anything like that. I just kind of knew like press A to hit Mario. Yeah, that's all I did. That's literally all I fucking did. So it's like, as a kid, all I knew was just like mash buttons and hit shit. So that's all I did. But I went back to Smash 64 a couple years ago, and I came to appreciate it a little more. It's a lot more simplistic. But because of how simple it is, it kind of becomes easy to pick up and play. And because of that, it's kind of like, how do I put it? It's like I can go back to it and pick it up at any time. And because I have that, because it's so approachable, I like the game more because of it. It's like, yeah, I can pick up the more modern Smash games or Melee and like, oh, this is a complicated fighting game. I really enjoy playing this. And then I could just pick up 64 for a more casual side of the same thing. It's like, I don't know, it's fun. And for the first game, it's actually really good too. So, I do have a lot of love for that game. But in that game, I played Link. Now, going to Ultimate, I kind of just, since everyone is here, I kind of just like picked all my past mains throughout the games. So Link was one of the characters that I did try out, but because he's so drastically different in this game, it was a little different for me at first. But I can get to that in a bit because I feel like the context of the different, like the mains I had basically matter a lot in this. Melee, I was still at that age where I didn't really understand Smash, not yet. I was still in that age of just like fucking press buttons and hit shit. I was still there, right? So, with that in mind, my mindset was basically just, I'm gonna pick the fucking strongest dude I can find and just hit you. And because of that, I played Ganondorf. Now if you know anything about Smash, Ganondorf is fucking garbage. But, back then I didn't know that, and back then I was just like, yeah, that's the logic I worked with, and I went with that. Brawl, on the other hand, was when I started actually like understanding. I got old enough to like really look at the mechanics and like really learn how to play Smash as like how a lot of people did, or like how more competitive people played it. And I still wasn't quite there though. Like I understood how to fast fall. I understood how to I understood like the terminology, and I understood like certain things, but not everything. Like I was doing DI wrong for like half of my playtime with Brawl, and I just kind of, I don't know, like I just kind of just fucked around for the most part. But I did understand it. I did end up going back to Melee for a little bit because of how much people like kind of stood by that game. But I don't know, I don't really like going back to Melee. Even when Brawl was the game that was popular. Not popular, but it was the current Smash game. And a lot of people really hated Brawl for that reason. And maybe I'll make a whole video about that. It's one day, but I'm kind of like in the boat of people who believe that Melee is kind of a little overrated. Don't get me wrong, I like Melee, especially at the time where it was, you know, the new Smash game. I fucking loved it. I just can't go back to it. That's all it boils down to. Like, after playing Smash games after that, I feel like Melee is just not what I want Smash to be, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, that's something we could debate about for, like, hours. And trust me, I have with several people in the community, but that's just how I feel. And you know what? If you're telling me that it's fucking AIDS to to fucking prefer Brawl over Melee, then fuck it, I have AIDS. Who cares? I don't give a shit. But that's beside the point. In Brawl, most people mained Meta Knight because Meta Knight was just the best character in the game, period. I didn't main him though. In Brawl, I mained Wolf and Snake. And I loved playing them. They were fun as shit. I had a lot of fun playing them. Again, I understood mechanics, but I didn't understand what was optimal, so I didn't really like go by like, you know, tournament scene. Like I didn't really look at the tournament scene and go like, okay, this move of Snake is amazing, and I need to cancel that into blah, 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 whatever the fuck it may be. I didn't think about any of that shit. I was just like, oh, okay, I know how to do these mechanics, and then I just played. And it got to the point where I beat the person who taught me how to play Smash. And then I kind of like beat all my friends, and then nobody wanted to play with me anymore. Smash 4, like I want to say, like by the end of Brawl, I've already totally understood like all the mechanics. I understood how DI worked. I understood like, you know, chain grabbing and, you know, jab blocking and wobbling and, you know, all of this shit that like everyone else already knew. By the, like, I want to say the last couple of years of Brawl, like, kind of just, like, understood it officially, you know, like, I would say, like, I got to a point where I was good. Then I got to Smash 4. Smash 4, or Smash for Wii U and 3DS, stupid fucking name, but whatever is old news now, was the first time I really got, like, seriously competitive. Now, I've been to tournaments before with Brawl, but Smash 4 was the first time I got any kind of, like, I did okay, you know, and Smash 4, you know, in terms of mains, since that is the kind of the purpose of this video, I mained, because, you know, they got rid of my mains from Brawl. I played Snake and Wolf, so, you know, 4 didn't have any of those two characters, so my mindset was just completely changed. I went through multiple characters. I even went through this like little phase where I was trying to replace Wolf by maining Falco, and I did have a pretty good Falco, but it wasn't the same. So instead, I ended up, by the end of Smash 4, I ended up just maining Captain Falcon and Jigglypuff, which is two like drastically different characters. But I mained Falcon just because he was fun. I don't really care about tier lists or anything like that. I just tend to just pick what I think is fun and just run with that. And Jigglypuff was fun because it used to be like an insult between friends where they would say like, oh, why are you such a tryhard? I'm like, oh, I'm not a fucking tryhard. I'll beat you as a fucking Jigglypuff. And then, you know, I did. And I actually got pretty decent with Jigglypuff. I never quite got good enough that I would say I can comfortably do a lot with Jigglypuff. I mostly just kind of poke you out of the stage and gimp you, but that was enough for me, you know. But yeah, by the end of Smash 4, I mained Falcon and Jigglypuff. So going into Ultimate, and that's kind of the point of this video, and I hope I didn't take too long getting to that point because I just felt the context was necessary. But my mains in Smash Ultimate, I was attempting to just bring back all my past mains, you know, with Ganondorf, Link, Wolf, and Falcon. That was what I was thinking. Just picking the number one main that I had in each game and just running with that. And maybe that would be like my squad strike team or something. But that was my plan anyways. But then actually getting my hands on the game and playing it, I'm definitely not playing Ganondorf because it's cool. Like, Ganondorf is cool. He's a lot better than, I think this is probably like the best version of him ever. But I just don't have an interest in playing him as much. He's definitely a for fun character, so Ganondorf was just striked off the list. However, the other three, I have been putting some playtime in. Link, I mentioned earlier being drastically different. I had to play him differently. That's not a negative. That's like a huge fucking positive. In fact, I'd say this is probably my favorite iteration of Link in Smash. Period. Like, like he's just really fun to play. He's agile. He can move around. He can put pressure, and remote detonating the bombs is super fucking useful. I love just Z dropping it on ledge and just like gimping someone like Chrom or like, you know, anyone whose recovery wouldn't reach that far, and it's just fucking fun. Link is fun. I don't know if I would call Link a main, but I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking like, if I had a squad strike team, he's definitely up there. So I'd say okay. I'd say he's a main, but he's not my number one main. Captain Falcon, I have around because he's the most. I'm the most familiar with him now since I mained him in the game just prior to this, and he doesn't feel that much different. They removed his grab combos, but they the first hit of his Nair does pop you up almost like a falling up air would in Smash 4, which does give me a lot of like combo potential. So I think I can be fun with Falcon. I actually went to a tournament recently using Falcon, and I actually did a lot better than I expected to. So Falcon is definitely up there. Most people that I personally play with would say that Falcon is my number one main, and that's probably going to stay the same. I'm probably going to end up using Falcon and continue using him as my number one main for a long time in Ultimate. I don't know what the likelihood of that is changing, but you know, it depends. But moving on to my Brawl main, Wolf, I also did mention that Snake was up there, but I kind of just dropped Snake altogether because I had a personal friend who just really loved Snake and really wanted to main him as his number one main, and I was not willing to be that dedicated to Snake, so I just said like, okay, you know what, let you main him, because I'm personally not really fond of Dittos. I know in tournament it doesn't really matter. I'll fight a Ditto and it doesn't matter, but this is like for fun. I just don't find it interesting to see two of the same characters fighting. So and since I wasn't that dedicated to Snake, I was just like, okay, you know, that's fine. I'll just play someone else. I'll focus more on Wolf, who was my other main. And Wolf, I'm not a pro player by any means, so I can't really say exactly how much, but Wolf feels drastically different. I feel like a lot of the things I used to do in Brawl don't work in this game, but at the same time, he has a lot of options in this game that wasn't available in Brawl either. So it feels like I'm playing a whole new character, but at the same time, it also feels slightly familiar. Regardless though, I'm having a lot of fun with him. Like a lot. I've played a couple games with friends, and I'm doing relatively well with him. I'm hoping to try to reach Elite Smash with Wolf, because I've reached it with Captain Falcon. If I can reach Elite Smash with Wolf, then the way I look at it, I'll kind of solidify him as a really good main. Whether he's my number one main or maybe like a pocket or something, I don't know. But point is that I'm having fun playing with Wolf, and if I'm having fun with the character, I'm gonna continue using the character. So Wolf is definitely up there. I would say like Captain Falcon and Wolf are like my top two mains of Ultimate. But then there's one character that I never mentioned, right? Because they have never been in a Smash game before this, but I have been asking for them, or one of them anyways, to be in Smash for years, and that's Simon Belmont. I say them because, you know, Richter Belmont is also in the game, and he's basically exactly the fucking same as Simon. So I just kind of call them the Belmonts because I can just switch between the two and it doesn't mean anything really. But that's basically my last character. I do also want to play the Belmonts, considering that I've been asking for a Belmont for years. Ever since I found out third-party characters were even like feasible in Smash, I've been asking for Belmonts. And so I'm not at a place right now that I would say like I'm comfortably like adept with the Belmonts. I'm like kind of just like, oh, I'll throw shit out there and I have an idea of what his range is like, and then I'll try to use that and, you know, figure something out. And sometimes I get a combo and I'm like, oh, I'll keep that in mind. But I think I need more time in the oven, so to speak, with the Belmonts. They're fun. I've typically never played zoners. I guess Link in 64 was the closest thing to that, but even then, I don't know. It doesn't really feel the same. Because the Belmonts feel really slow and they hit really hard and they have range, and they also have like a fuck ton of projectiles. They're throwing everything at you. They're like fucking. It's like they're running into their fucking closet and they're just throwing everything they own at you. But yeah, the Belmonts are a character that I want to get good with, but I don't think I am yet. But that's kind of it. Jigglypuff, I've kind of just demoted her to a position of a for fun character, so I don't know about that. That's kind of it. Jigglypuff is fun, but if I really look at it in the sense where I want to win, Jigglypuff is just not there. But if I want to annoy my friends by me jumping around and gimping them, then Jigglypuff is a character that I'm going to play for quite some time. So I'm gonna end this video like now, because this video ended up being like a lot fucking longer than I expected it to be. So my bad about that one, guys. But just really quick, my mains in Smash Ultimate, in no particular order, but kind of, is Captain Falcon and Wolf as my #1 mains, or at least my plan is, because I want more practice with Wolf. And my pockets, I guess you could say, is the Belmonts, Link, and I believe that's it. Maybe Jigglypuff, maybe not. Not quite sure. Not quite sure. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Let me know what your mains are, or like your pockets or anything like that. What characters are you just generally having fun with in Ultimate? Because typically the characters I'm having fun with end up being mains in some way or another. So, you know, let me know how you guys feel. I don't have much else to say because I've already spoke way too fucking much in this video. So how's about we just end this shit and I'll let you guys get back to whatever you guys were doing before you even clicked on this video. Maybe browsing Twitter or watching porn. I don't care. Have fun. See you guys in the next one.